And now we'll go ahead and Star Splash to the farm. What's Remember doing?
She's chopping wood.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not paying attention. And the blade slips just a little bit too close. And she, like, realizes what's happening and what she's been doing. And then she just kind of, like, drops it and walks a couple of paces away and sits down again. And after a couple of minutes, she takes the yellow feather out of her bag and just sits there.
Okay. While Remember is sitting there on the farm holding this yellow feather, Jimmy comes up.
Sweet boy.
And he's got something to show Remember.
Beautiful boy.
And he's holding it behind his back.
I love him so much.
And he doesn't say anything because he sees that Remember was just attacking things with a blade. And he knows he's not supposed to get too close. But he's, like, standing, hands behind him, like, bouncing, waiting for you to notice that he's there.
She looks up, and it's, like, the smile that she knows she's supposed to have, because he's a kid. What do you have, Jimmy?
I made something, and it's really cool. It's great. It's just close your eyes. And then he, like, comes up, and then when Remember opens her eyes, there is a very badly carved, probably supposed to be a rhinoceros out of, like, a chunk of wood, but it's mostly just, like, a rectangle with, like, this, like, chunk coming up, and he's like, I made it for you! He's like, my granddad gave me a knife!
Beautiful boy. I'm adding to my inventory rhinoceros made with love.
And then he, like, and he shows you his, like, new knife, and it's sharp. Like, this is a sharp knife, but he's, like, handling it very carefully, and then he just tucks it away, and he's like, okay, and then he, like, tucks his knife back in its little sheath that he's got, and then he runs off back to the farm.
Before he runs off, she's gonna call him back. And she's quiet for a minute, and she just looks up at him. Jimmy, do you believe that there are good things and also evil things?
Yeah.
That there is a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things?
Probably.
Alright, well that wasn't the right answer, but like, that explains a lot. I know what the right thing is. I knew what the right thing was. What am I supposed to... You're a kid. I don't know why I'm doing this to you.
And he's just standing there, and he's like, okay.
Like,
And then he, like, sits down. He starts, like, making something out of the dirt, but he's, like, sitting down.
Sweet boy. If you know what the right thing is, you do it, right?
No. That's why I get in trouble sometimes.
Why should you get in trouble? You knew what the right thing was to do. You did it. Why?
Because maybe sometimes I didn't.
Maybe sometimes you didn't do the right thing.
Yeah.
Like what, Jimmy? What have you been doing?
Well, sometimes I put stuff above the door and then water falls down and then people get mad. And
How do you
sometimes
get to the top? Hold on, stop. How do you get to the top of the door?
you just put, and he like stands up and he's like, so you do this and then you just kind of do this.
Like spider crawls up
with a water glass on your head.
I loved him so much.
Jimmy's secretly like super dexterous and nobody ever knew.
Good. I don't know.
Do you always do the right thing?
Try.
Well, then you tried.
No one else seems to understand what the right thing is, though.
Because everybody's got different ideas. I think that it's okay if I just eat a cookie. Or 10. But it's not. That's why people tell you what the right thing is.
Shouldn't everyone agree what the right thing is?
I mean, I guess. But then Guran thinks that different stuff is okay. That's what my granddad says. He says that we're not going to go there.
Anyway, thank you for talking to me.
Okay, bye! And then he just, like, gets up and runs off.
I've read so many things.
About dragons.
Dwagons. Not to be confused with Reagans.
Karen keeping up.
So,
Number 1, strawberries.
should we go talk to the Lord Commander and touch base and see
I have so much to learn.
what we're aiming for now?
Yeah, can we have like a rebriefing?
Or we could just leave.
Well, like the last defined thing I have from the Lord Commander is find out where the stones are coming from and how to destroy them. And we've done one of those things, and we know who they're coming from. We just don't know the exact source. So, like,
Nor really can we.
yeah, the only things that we have that could get us to the exact source are we have the merchants' names who have been selling them, and we know that there's possibly links to the mines in Hollowbell, so we could go back to the mines in Hollowbell and see if we could find any leads there. Or
we just hightail
we
it
just
out
go.
of there and we go to a different country.
yeah, I mean, it's an option.
Alright.
But, like, at the very least, I'd like to touch base with him and see where we're at with the Lord Commander now.
Let's star swipe everyone to wherever they're going.
I have more
Okay.
things
Oh, okay.
at Elzar's.
Oh, okay. Then let's do those first.
Do you have something too, Danny?
Well, no, I was just gonna. I want to go to like a weapon shop or a blacksmith or wherever.
You want to go back up to the blacksmith?
If that's where I could sell like weapons, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll go out there.
Okay.
But you can do her thing
yeah,
first
we'll
since she's
do-
already there.
Right.
Elzar.
And he's just like brought you like a bowl of pretzels and stuff. The typical things that he's been doing now.
Thank you. I have a proposition. One Tardothian to another ex-Tardothian,
And he just like,
right? I have a secret.
we've all got secrets.
Right, no, but this is a fresh one.
Ooh.
And you can't tell anyone about it.
Okay. Unless you like killed somebody.
No. It's nothing like that.
Okay.
Find somebody.
What a bro.
You have to swear on the goddess that you won't tell anyone. It's not murder. It's not even illegal, I don't think. I found it.
Okay. All right. I promise by. I promise
She like
by the
closes
goddesses.
all the doors possible so that this thing can't get out.
And he's just like, okay,
I haven't opened it yet.
okay.
And then I'll go, okay. Be good.
And he just sees you talking to this jar and he's like, okay.
And then she like removes it
Okay.
and just waits.
You hear like the snapping and like some scrabbling inside, but that doesn't come out.
And I'm just gonna try to like scoop it up without it biting me.
Go ahead and roll animal handling.
16.
Yeah.
Not bad.
He doesn't bite you.
Cool.
And
Ooh.
when you lift him out, he's got both coins, like he's curled around it, and he kind of like blinks in the light, but it's that like side blinking.
Oh, I know it's bright out here, isn't it, buddy?
And he just,
Yeah, you're
and
just,
Elzar's like,
you're just
that's a dragon.
Elzar.
That's a
Elzar,
dragon.
You promised. You swore on the goddess.
I didn't promise that I wouldn't say that's a dragon because that's a dragon.
I know that. I mean, you can't tell anyone I have this.
Don't they breathe fire? Put it back in.
He hasn't yet.
This is books.
Fair, but I'm like, I just need to know what kind he is.
I don't know. He's tiny. Their colors change.
You don't have any diagrams?
No.
Does he have wings? Can I like?
Yeah, you kind of like take hold of its wings, and they're very tiny, like
something about
very
his wings?
gentle. No, he has gold
He's red.
eyes,
What
but
color
you
is the
can't
dragon?
quite tell. Like, you can... He's pale, but it looks like there's a darker color
He's
that's going to
kinda
come
red.
through.
Ish.
Yeah.
That's like the with gold eyes. I just need to know what kind you are. Because, like,
He's-
are you gonna murder me? Like, I'm just sitting there
And
thinking,
he just...
I need to know.
And he, like, bites on his gold a little bit.
No, you don't murder me, okay?
He just bites the gold some more.
Okay. And then I give him a little pat on the head.
And he just, like, thrums a little bit.
Okay, you're going back in the bowl now.
Like, as you go to put him back in, he, like, slinks in on his own.
LOL. And then just cover it halfway with
And Elzar's like, that's a dragon. We've got a dragon in the jar.
I need more information, Elzar. What's going to happen to me? What if it kills me in my sleep?
I don't... You think he's too tiny for that.
I know, but I can't give him up. I gotta wait till it gets bigger, and then what if it kills me?
I don't... I've never raised a dragon.
I need baby books, Elazar.
I
need
don't know
dragon
that there
baby
are baby books for dragons. There's no what to expect when you're expecting an egg. Like, there's no...
I don't
not...
even have an egg. I'm past that point. I had no maternity leave.
Time to go to Burke and get their book on all the dragons.
I need Hiccup to help me.
Yeah.
Les? Well, any idea where I would get?
I can
dragon
look through some stuff here and see if I've got any, like, first-hand account. You've got a dragon in a jar.
I know, and I found him buried in the ground.
Aw.
I know. Isn't that terrible? It's like when they drown kittens and they don't want to sell them.
Alright, so you've got a dragon in a jar, and you need to know how to raise a dragon. Alright, I'll look for...
You can't tell.
I'm not gonna... I swore on the goddess.
I know, but like, what if someone kills me over this dragon?
Then that's on you. I'm not going to say anything. And he, like, goes and he starts hobbling off, and you hear him, like, going through the books.
You're the best.
I know.
He'll just take out a gold piece and like
Okay.
leave it by the pretzels. So cool.
Alright. Go ahead and star swipe to Temzin. So Temzin goes ahead and goes up towards the blacksmith, and the gates are shut.
Mm.
Did she get? Did Sophia get? Is it Sophia or
Sophia.
Sophia?
Sophia.
Sophia. It's like closed.
Yeah, it's closed.
Like, can I look in the windows and everything?
Well, it's
like,
because what it is there was that
like-
gate and then a courtyard and then the house. So it's that outermost gate is like closed.
like closed, locked.
If you try it, you'll know.
I'm gonna try the gate.
Gate is locked.
Okay.
LOL.
I'm gonna look around. Are the other shops like closed up or anything?
No.
Oh, dang it.
It might be her
Sophia.
day off.
It could be her day off, but I doubt that.
Is she abandoned?
Is there anybody around? Like out in...
There's a couple people that are like walking and like it's like middle of the day kind of thing.
Are
later-
there
later
shops
part of the
like
day.
adjacent that are open?
Yeah, let me see what's up near the
'Cause
blacksmith again.
it's like I don't know what would be right here, but I just figured I'd see if there was like another like storefront I could go into and ask about.
There's a cobbler nearby.
Okay.
But then a couple of because that's like Resident Zero, so most of those are like houses.
I'm gonna go into the cobbler real quick.
Okay. You go ahead and you go inside and you find a female dwarf with black hair that's pulled up into a really tight top knot. And she glances up and pauses. She's repairing somebody's shoe and yeah.
Hello. I was just wondering if you had any information on Sophia, the blacksmith.
Haven't seen her around today.
Do you know if she's just off today, or if something happened, or?
No, I haven't really known her to take days off, but she's got a kid. Maybe they're sick.
I see. Well, thank you so much. And what was your name?
I'm Diessa.
Diessa. Thank you so much, Diessa.
Yeah. What's her name? If I see her, I'll let her know you're looking for her.
Temzin.
Temzin. All right. I'll let her know that you were looking for her if I see her.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yep.
And you said it's not really busy. There's not a lot of people around.
It's like it's average. Like it's not like swarming with people, but
Is there any way for me to get into the house?
you can try to be
Can
stealthy.
you just sneak into somebody's home?
I'm not gonna go in. I want to get up to it because I wanted to look in to see if there's any signs of like.
Yeah, you can try stealthing in.
Alright, I'm gonna try to stealth in to look into like to get to like the windows to look in to see if I can see anything.
Okay.
Any kind of signs of what might be happening.
So you're rolling to get into the courtyard, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
24.
Yeah, you managed to find a spot that's small enough for you to like move aboard and very quietly slip in. And it's very still. It doesn't have that same smell that it did before with like the forge going and everything. And when you get up to the windows, you can see like drawers have been pulled out, like things have been kind of like haphazardly thrown about, and it's just dark and still inside.
Like somebody was like searching, or like somebody was packing up to go.
That's what you see.
Dang it! Is there anywhere else I could sell off some weapons?
Probably.
What time is it?
It's like later afternoon.
Oh, okay.
You might be able to sell some of like the short bows and stuff like that to the carpenter.
Where's the carpenter?
Up there at the top next to the
Yeah.
roof.
That's all right. I'll hold off for the moment. And I'll probably stop in at the temple.
Okay.
On my way back.
Is anyone else doing anything else? Are you doing anything else? Okay. We'll go ahead and go toward the temple.
Sorry, guys. I'll be quick.
Alright.
So I'll go up and knock and
Typical greeting.
yes,
Okay.
bow.
And
Then I'll request Dalen, see if Dalen is in.
And as you're actually requesting Dalen, he comes around and seems very, very glad to see you. And he says, I actually have something rather curious that I was given. A betrayer entrusted this to me to give to our sister temple in Oceanspire. And I had a feeling that you and your friends would wish to see it first. I can reseal it. No one will ever know. But be quick about it. It needs to go out with the messenger this evening.
Bastards.
Okay. Is it sealed magically or just?
Nope, it's sealed with a wax seal.
Okay.
Ooh, Twitchy will not share with us.
Oceanspire.
Mm-hmm. Which is the capital city of Adford.
Yeah. Hey y'all, we might get a lead.
Ooh la la.
No. I'm trying to do it eloquently.
I like this music.
It's very good. Not gonna lie, a little sleepy though.
Mm-hmm.
You're so cute. It's very good.
It's very good.
It's got like the floppy
Yo.
Labrador ears, so one of them falls back and one of them falls forward, like the ears turned out, and it's really good.
Am I allowed to take notes, or can I
Yeah,
hold
you
on? Because
can-
I can't hold on to this.
No,
really,
you can
technically.
take notes.
Okay, I can take some notes real quick.
You can take notes and let the rest of your party read it.
No, he's not gonna do that.
Oh no, he will not.
Or like we can say that you copied it down and then you can keep that one.
Yeah, I probably would just copy it down instead of trying to remember this.
Hey, Dalen, are you cool? Can you be cool?
Snitches get stitches, bro. I'm so happy. This is like super off topic. I'm very happy with the conditioner that we got.
Ooh.
Like my hair's so soft right now. And it's not stripping too much of the color from what I'm seeing. There's still a bit decent. Yeah, but yours is going all like silvery.
Can I say that I write down a copy?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you know Fiona?
I know of her.
Was she once in the Order?
No. She wasn't.
Do you know why she might despise fate?
Many people do. They have tragedy strike them. And they don't like thinking that things are out of their control.
I had a rather unpleasant encounter with her the last time I saw her. Much hatred for fate.
Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
I know, it started to come out and I was like, this sounds like Yoda. What am I doing here? I just was like, I gotta finish the sentence, otherwise it's
I sense much hate in you.
That's like when I quoted Queen's lyrics for like 2 verses.
Her sister. Do you have a name for her?
There we go.
I don't.
This guy.
Leia! Leia is my sister!
But those in Ocean Spire know who this is to go to.
Yes, they'll know her.
Have you heard any word since we last spoke about Mogul?
No, nothing on my side.
That is what this is pertaining to.
So wider spread than we first believed.
I think so, yes. Fiona served Mogul. She believed that he would take care of her and provide for her and give her success. And she thought he had, but at a great cost.
I heard that she was imprisoned.
Yes. We apprehended her. Me and my group of friends, that is.
We're friends.
Something very bad is happening. Mogul is trying to spread his influence through the coins, the merchant's coins, and through crystals. The blue crystals I've mentioned before. The Lord Commander is aware, and he's been rounding up the stones, and we're deploying something. We deployed something for the coins, right? Not just the crystals? I'm trying to remember.
We what?
Did he like deploy something for the coins as
He
well?
halted the coins from being
That's right.
made. There's
Okay.
nothing he can do for the
Right.
ones that are already out there.
I mean, honestly, it's better for the economy in the long run.
So I'm basically just to shorten it down so it's not just full dialogue and we can go back to other stuff. I'll basically explain to Dalen the effects of the crystals and the big merchant's coins, and that the sacred fire destroys it, and that knowledge should be passed through the rest of the order for the safety of those around us, basically.
Okay.
And thank him for the letter. I don't know if I will see you again before we leave, but if not, I thank you for all that you've done for me.
Of course, and you'll be welcome in every temple.
Thank you. May fate guide you.
And you.
And also
also
with
with
you.
Alright.
John Mulaney would be proud.
Alright, so is Tamsin going back to the farm then?
Tamsin's gonna go back to the farm.
Alright. So is that where everybody is now?
Yeah.
Alright, so Star Swipe! Y'all have reconvened at the farm,
Sup, peoples?
and you are there actually at a time when dinner is actually being served.
Oh, damn.
And so Lacey has sat you all down to an actual meal.
Bazingas.
Did we give her the lamb?
We could give some. Yeah, I mean.
Well, no, to be like prepared for dinner because it's like the 3 of them and the 4 of us. So like.
Yeah, I feel like we could give her. We've got a whole lamb's worth of meat.
It's gonna go bad before we can do anything.
Yeah, so I feel like we might as well all enjoy some nice lamb chops. And,
She makes a spread with that lamb.
yeah.
And you've got stew and like braised lamb and like little fried pieces of lamb and all kinds of stuff. And Jimmy is just delighted and eating way more than he probably should.
Sweet boy.
Mhm.
Loves him.
Can I like weave something to where I can like carry this pot on my hip?
Yeah.
Or, like knit something?
Can you get a?
You can probably ask for the materials from like John and Lacey.
Get one of those baby slings.
Yeah, so you can have it on your chest. Should probably get him something that's not a jar.
I know, I don't know what to get him.
A terrarium.
Hush now, not
Something soundproof and dragon-proof.
Jimmy keeps trying to like open the lid of the jar, by the
He
way.
just slap his hand, stop.
And then he'll like wait until you're not looking and then like reach for it again.
No, just like stick my finger out and make a little spark come out of the end. Boy.
Boy.
Yeah.
He's like stomping his feet under the table, but shows no other sign that he's like, bothered by this. He's just like,
La 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 la. Child, I swear to you.
I think that it might be a good idea for us to speak with Luna and the Lord Commander tomorrow. I don't know exactly where this mission will take us next. It feels like there is somewhere else that we should go in order to pursue this, but I don't know where that is.
I have a question. Who technically would know that I have this dragon?
Hmm?
I know she knows because she helped me feed it.
I know, because I was there when you found it.
and remembers how you feeding it too. So the party knows that you've got a dragon.
What do I do with you? What do women want? What do dragons want?
Don't choke.
Do you have any ideas about where we should go next, Tamsin?
Are we sitting at the
We
dinner
say-
table? Are we sitting at the dinner table still? Eating dinner?
I think so.
I'd say by this point, like Lacey has taken Jimmy up to bed. And John is gonna like do his thing.
I would feel better if we discussed this somewhere a bit more privately.
Don't die.
We
I
could
need
adjourn
something
to
to
one of our rooms if you would like, or we could go and sit by a fire.
That's fine. I'd just rather not trouble this family anymore.
I need a bigger library.
They're not in the room. She just said they were in the room.
Yeah, they went ahead and like they're going off to do their thing.
Alright, well, if nobody's in the room then. I have something that might be of use to
He's
us.
gonna share information
Hot
with
damn.
us.
Yeah, I could stop.
The character development.
He's like, it's been almost
I suddenly forgot what I was gonna say.
So
I'm fucking shocked.
wow, we're all stunned.
So, as we all know, Fiona was allowed to send a letter home. I was able to. What's the word I'm looking for?
Apprehend.
Intercept.
Intercepting. I was able to intercept the letter and make a copy of it. She said, what? You want to read it? Oh, you were going to read it? I can't read it.
I thought you were gonna pass it around. Is what I thought you were gonna do.
Oh.
Barbara can't read, so.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she can, just not here.
See, Jane.
The letter says, "My dear sister, I am so sorry. I pray that you do not attribute my folly to fate. Please sell the things I have already sent you. I will not be able to send you anything else. Please don't miss me too much. Give my love to Emily and pray for my soul. I entrust it to you as ever. I trust you more than fate. Love, Fiona Darkthorn."
Goodbye, everybody.
Oh, it sucks. She still killed a bunch of people, so.
And I know that this letter was supposed to be sent to Oceanspire.
Well,
It was supposed to go where?
the capital of Agor.
Ah,
Mhm.
I don't know that country.
Probably.
Should I know what Parkthorn is?
Hmm?
Should I know what Parkthorn is?
It's Darkthorn.
Oh, Darkthorn.
Would I recognize the name?
Mm-mm.
Would I should have thought to ask about that while I was there.
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
This is admittedly sad. But does it mean that her family has connections to Nobu? Is it worth pursuing all the way to Adcourt?
I don't know.
We know that at least one of the merchants that was selling the stones was from Adcourt. So there are ties to this all the way there. When I find that section of my notes, I will tell you definitively which one.
Does she have? How does medieval mail work? Is it have like an address or like a name?
Gasparon. Oh wait, he wasn't the one who was the merchant.
No,
Sorry,
it was
what?
like
Does it have like an address or a name who it's addressed to? Because we could go talk to her. It sounds like she doesn't know what she's sending her. Like it doesn't sound like her sister really understands what she's sending her.
Unfortunately, there's a destination for the letter, and then from there, the people there are supposed to know where to send it.
It sounds like she's part of whatever the Brotherhood. If she's going to attribute it to faith, her sister must be religious in that way.
In the family way.
the merchant that was selling from Adgord was named Colleen.
Colleen?
There was Fargrim, Bradford, and Colleen. Fargrim and Bradford were both from Garan. Colleen was from Adgord.
Miranda Saints.
Her sister May share beliefs about fate as I do, but that is purely speculative.
Do you think that it is possible that she might be sending the stones to her sister? Trying to infiltrate the order?
Perhaps. She did say sell what I've already sent you, and we don't really know what she's already sent.
That is possible.
Yes.
Road trip to Adgord, y'all.
If that is the case, I believe I've been able to get a warning sent to Adgord. And many other places as well. About the stones and the coins.
There is no way we will beat the courier. So, if they are sent, then they are sent. We cannot do that much. But if you say that you've gotten a warning of, since this is good. I do not know. It troubles me that this is as far spread as my home.
Indeed.
Oh, Sealy, I know we're all getting tired, but I super feel like we need to talk to the Lord Commander before we end this session.
We do.
Yeah.
To, like, string all this
Get
up.
everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Well, I believe we should all
relaxed,
get a
but
good
I'm
night's
good.
sleep and go to speak to the Lord Commander in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeehaw!
Wow, I had a great dream last night.
We star swipe to the Great Hall where you
Oh
all
wait,
have.
I get my key point. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah. So go ahead and get your stuff back. It's a full long rest. We go ahead and star swipe to the Great Hall where Una has gotten you another audience with the Lord and Lady Commander. This time in a much larger study than the Lord Commander's private study. And you see his daughters sitting there working on some embroidery.
That's right.
But
he has children.
I forgot the
Yeah, he has multiple children.
but you don't see Ernest or Archie. They're off training.
Is Una still in the room?
Una is standing inside the door. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Well, we should probably speak with her too.
Yeah. Because her people are a good follow-up for us as well.
Yeah.
If they can affect it, like if the hush-hush was made from their horns, then it might be worth speaking to them and seeing what they think.
How do you feel about us harvesting your horns?
Well, I don't know if that's necessary now that we know that we sacred flame
Sacred flame.
Yeah.
the heck out of that stuff.
Well, I mean more so for the people who are using it to attack.
I see.
Sorry.
So, oh wait, so you said we're in a larger library type study?
yeah.
Can I find anything about dragons in here?
You can start going through the bookshelves if you really want to.
I just, I'm not gonna go through them, but I'll just peruse with my eyeballs.
Okay.
Do you want to take the lead on this?
16.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't know if
You
wanted to.
don't find anything other than what you've already really found. There's nothing about how to raise a baby dragon.
Dang it. Well, I just need some, origin stories. Maybe some diagrams. Where is Hiccup when you need him in his fancy book?
Lord Commander Valen, we apologize for disturbing you today, but we feel that we are in need of perhaps some guidance and direction. We have done much to accomplish the goals that you set for us, and now we need to know what your new goals are.
You have done what I asked. So, the Lord Commander says you have done as I asked, and you have brought me exactly as I asked for. And it is regrettable that it was some of the more known members of our community. My wife and I met with our council yesterday, and we have found what we hope to be a possible lead. With the changed trade routes that Ander has shown us, we have learned that one of the merchants that we were somewhat suspicious of, according to Lydia's notes, Bradford from Giron, has headed down to a city of the south called Dry. It's set somewhat deep into the desert, but we believe that he may have taken stones with him. We have also heard of a similar shipment being set up to Icemeat, and a man named Bugala is supposed to receive them. Una, however, has informed us that She has, what did you call it, Uda? And she steps forward and, a root bond. It could be a brother or a sister, but we don't necessarily have parents. My root bond, Oak, we have been communicating these past few days. And it was, yes?
The name is Oak?
The name is Oak.
Okay.
And we have been communicating these past few days, and it was their insistence that I gave you the tines of my horns. I believe that they might be facing something similar, but on a grander scale. It was not something that they felt comfortable discussing.
Hey, Daniel, can you skip this one?
Yeah, I was just like, this is not right.
It was not something that they felt comfortable discussing in our usual way. But considering we use the wind and earth to speak, it is easily overheard. My Lord and Lady Commander, this is on you, as it ever has been. And the Lord Commander just kind of nods, and he ushers the girls out of the room. What I ask is that you continue to destroy these gems, these stones. We found another, and we spoke to another cleric who was passing through. We managed to find one at an inn. And we asked them to use the same holy flame. It did not work.
Oof.
It was a beam of radiance rather than an actual flame, which we're not sure why this is happening. But we believe it is your holy flame that will work in this matter. Perhaps you have been specifically chosen by the gods for this.
No pressure.
I can only ask that you go out and destroy the gems. Perhaps this will weaken Mogul to the point where gods know how we can summon him and destroy him, and if it's even possible.
Is it more important to you that we follow the trade routes, or that we help Una's people? I know what my vote would be.
I am very far out of my element here. The gods were not brought to a Hyysth. We thought that this would make it a much more stable place, a more welcoming place. But it seems that in the absence of them, one has emerged on its own. So clearly our way of doing it was not working.
Where was what's the city called again? Like the desert city with the shipment?
Dry.
Literally spelled traditionally?
Drye.
Oh.
And then ice meat.
Ice meat.
Okay.
Is where Oak is?
No, that's Bugala. That's where another shipment of them is supposedly gone to.
Ugala?
Bugala.
Okay.
Watervale is where Oak is.
Oh.
Watervale?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was gonna ask that because I missed that. Watergale.
Vale.
Vale. Excuse me.
Ice meat.
You did not answer my question.
What is it that you think is the best course of action?
I believe that since Una's people have already shown us that there is methods that they have of fighting these stones that we are not capable of, and that they seem to be in immediate danger, whereas the stones take some time to act. I believe it is in our best interest to ensure our people's welfare.
I can give you a writ of safe passage through a Hyysth, and it should allow you to have, at least within our bounds, a more easy way of finding shelter for the night.
Is there a way for you to send some kind of notification as the Lord Commander, as a suggestion of barring or putting some kind of hold on these gems from...
I can only do this within a Hyysth.
Even a recommendation of your position might be helpful. At least they could say that they had some kind of warning.
I can send word, but I cannot be sure that it will actually be heeded.
I don't understand why... what do they call it? The horned ones?
The horned ones.
Aren't capable of fending off such a source if they have the capabilities of a hush-hush in their
Well, remember that with the great numbers of the stones, it was ineffective. It seems that whatever natural defense they have can be overwhelmed. It just seems like a more active threat to me.
These are other... They're how far apart are these cities from each other? Like, they're opposite sides, like... Each of the...
Ice Meat is Tardodith.
Uh-huh.
Dry is Brillade.
So they're all opposites.
Ocean Spire is Adgord. And Watervale is Giron.
Gotcha.
Say all the order. Ice meets Tardodith, dry is Burlead.
So at this point, we're kind of choosing north, south, east, or west.
Watervale is where?
Giron.
Ew.
That's where Oak is.
And then the other one was that you mentioned was Ocean Spire.
Mm-hmm. In Adgord.
Which the only really active lead that we have towards Ocean Spire is the letter.
Mm-hmm.
We have 4 choices.
I think... Oops, sorry. That perhaps... helping in Watervale, as you have said, might be the best course of action.
That's in Giron. I don't want to go to the place where I can't use magic.
But
Oh, that's in Garon. Oh.
it will be uncomfortable for Safine and I, but I do not believe that our... If it is a matter of life and death for these people, and if it is something that might help us to further our goals, then we might be obligated to go.
And that was my thought, was that they might be able to help us moving forward if we can help them.
We also do not know exactly what they're facing. Oh, now all that you knew was that there is something similar to these stones that might be affecting them, correct?
Oak did seem quite perturbed.
Urgently?
I'm concerned for them. But if it was urgent, life or death, I'm sure that they would let me know.
How many days travel is it to Watervale from here?
Likely a month of hard riding.
Dang.
Excellent.
We are at the center of all things here.
Is it a month everywhere?
Well, and then, like, this is OOC, because I don't quite understand, is that
No.
if we go, let's say we go to Giron,
Mm-hmm.
it'll take us a month because we're in the center. But if we go from Giron to like
To add,
Odeth or like anywhere else, it's gonna be like 5 months, right?
not necessarily 5 months.
But a while.
But several months.
Yes, because if you look at the map,
Currently here.
so
I mean, anything
Ice
this
Meat
way.
is here,
Wow.
Watervale
Ice Meat
is there,
Far.
Yeah.
Ocean Spire is there, and Dry is down there.
You know,
We could, if we get to Ocean Spire, seek out someone with magical means of sending us somewhere.
that's true. And heading down south isn't as far.
Wait, where? Ocean Spire, you're saying?
Yeah, in Eckwood. Like, there's the potential that someone there could magically transport us, but that's not a definite thing.
Well, understanding the trade routes, what I'm trying to think of is if they're peddling this like a drug, they're gonna want to send it to the most ecumenical, is that the word I'm looking for? Like, concept, so wherever they can send it and it'll
Distribute.
disperse, which
Well,
we're already in Whiteflag,
Right.
but
Whiteflag would be the central place of distribution.
but if they're in Ocean Spire and they have ports, then that might be bad too.
Yeah. Because
Which,
they could send it by boat.
But I'm just thinking, what if we don't go help those people and then they all get wiped out?
Well, they are over here.
yeah,
Yeah.
Watervale.
Waterville's there.
Mm,
Oh, yeah, no, you're right, I can't read.
hmm.
Especially because
Well-
we don't have anyone from Giron. We literally don't know anyone. At least we would have some kind of pull in any of the other like countries, but we don't have anyone there.
Giron is the hardest to accomplish, but I believe it might have the worst consequences if we don't go.
But at what point did that become our responsibility?
When the gods decided that it was.
In the concept of humanity, we can't save one group of people for the whole continent of people.
Would you like to think about it and then decide the next session?
No, because we need to, like, talk.
I feel like we really need to like
Yeah, we need to
take
discuss
this as a concept.
Can I break real quick to go to the restroom?
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I'm excited. We're gonna go somewhere, guys.
We're gonna get out of Whiteflag!
Yay! But like genuinely though, my concern is that we go to Giron, we don't know anyone.
Yeah.
How far is it to everywhere else?
Giron it's roughly a month to Whitevale. It's roughly a month. It's roughly a month to like these three, and then up here it's like a month and a half, nearing on 2 months. Because once you get here, like there's no roads
Yeah.
between here and there, and also you're getting up into like mountainous areas. But the same thing with Dry, like there's no roads down there. You have to have like trackers and people who know the area.
Yeah.
So
Do they have a port in Dry?
not in Dry, no.
In
is Dry.
Temp?
The capital. The capital
gosh.
is
Dang, so even like so the most centralized quote unquote, the easiest place to like go to continue afterwards would be Ocean Spire. Because then technically we're not terribly far from Whiteflag, but we could still pop up to Tardo if we really needed to, or pop down to Berlin as well. But I do feel like this could be problematic because if we don't go to the Horned Ones, well, right now nothing's wrong, but it's not killing anyone yet.
I mean, like, following video game rules, it would cause, like, anything we don't do would still be there, but I don't think Sarah's gonna be that nice.
No, it'll continue.
So, I think, like, for me, a shipment going to Dry, odds are with as widespread as this is, there's already 1 or 2 there.
Yeah.
Like, the gems have already spread, but also that's giving these gems that make people paranoid and, like, preys on deepest fears to the most war-capable nation,
What's that?
which could be a problem if the shipment goes through to Dry.
Where's Dry?
Dry is in Berlin. It's
Oh.
the capital of Berlin.
It's not the capital of Berlin.
Did they say that
This
they
is
were
the
shipping the raw crystal or they were shipping gold?
The gems.
The
The gems.
Yeah, the actual gems.
Yeah.
Berlin
Well,
and Ice Meat were the two that had shipments possibly
Yeah.
going there.
Yep. Dry and Ice Meat are the ones receiving shipments. Watervale is where Una's root bond Oak lives, and where they were like, there's something not super kosher going on. Ocean Spire is where Fiona's letter was headed.
Can I read the letter one more time?
I think it's safe to assume that she had sent her sister stones, and that she wasn't going to be sending her anymore. Is there a place you guys are leaning towards right now? Or is everything still optional?
I'm
Sorry if I
leaning
gave you
towards-
too many choices.
Well, no, like it's good that we have these.
This is a continental dilemma.
Yeah. It's kind of wild that we've gotten to this place.
I'm
A
leaning-
pandemic, right?
Pandemic is a sickness, like a widespread sickness, basically.
I mean,
They're pilfering drugs. You know what I mean?
they're going crazy. But pandemic means it's contained to a continent, right? Because epidemic is national, right?
Don't remember.
So, okay. As much as I would love to go back to Agor, this seems like small stuff to me. Like this,
Yeah.
this doesn't feel like a
Mm-mm.
lot of stones are going there.
Right.
The only thing
So
is
that can probably hang out for a bit.
The only thing about it though is that that's the most easily navigated space.
Yeah, that's where we
Magic-wise.
have the most people from. That's where we could get in the easiest. Like,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be fun, but we could do it.
Well, in regards to Agord, my thought is there's a lot of magic users there. And so I think they'll be smart enough to know something is up with the stones. I don't think it'll be able to spread as quickly.
No one on Adgord is particularly smart with their magic.
That's true. But nonetheless, they have the ability to detect
Yeah.
weird stuff. So I don't think it'll spread as quickly.
Or if they want to use it, just like
And
all
it
these
seems-
other people. Don't you have lots
Yeah.
of commerce there?
But I feel like they probably have a limited supply. If Fiona was their provider, and it doesn't necessarily mean she was their only provider, but if she's like one of the main providers and she's only sent so much, I don't think it's that big of an issue.
Well, she also was buying from a merchant out of Garan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, most of the information that we've gotten in terms of sourcing, there's been stuff from everywhere, but a lot of it has come from Garan. Like, two of the merchants that were sourcing most of the gems were
Right.
from Garan. The mining practices, the practice of, like, renting out a mine and then mining further,
Right.
that's from Garan. Like, a lot
So-
of this stuff has come from Garan.
I
so
super
far.
don't want to, but I think we have to go to Garan. I
Well-
super don't want to go, but I think we have to go there. Or at least that makes the most sense.
So
after
there's-
Adgord.
There's a shipment of crystals.
There's a
heading
shit ton
to
of
Dry.
crystals.
There's a shipment of crystals heading to Ugala.
Up in Ice Meat.
Ice Meat. Then we know there's some really crappy stuff going on in Watervale. We know that for sure. They're dealing with stuff. And then Ocean Spire is just speculative. But we can pretty confidently assume
It's
that
definitely
there's
down in Garan.
shipments of crystals there.
I really want to go to Tardonath, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I have to be at least level 5 so I can kick some ass when I go back. Guns blazing.
So
kicking
as
doors.
I think it's just also not practical because it's the longest journey
I
there
know.
and back.
But now she's got blue lips and she wants to, like, fight people.
But just think, if we headed west, then went south, then went east, and then went up north, by then you should be level 5 and you can kick everybody's butt.
Like 8 months, which in real time is gonna be like 4 years from now.
Who knows? So, as Temzin, whatever we choose I think I can have help available wherever we don't go.
Wherever you don't go?
Wherever we don't go.
Oh, I see.
I think it is possible to establish help there in repressing the spread of the crystals.
Yeah.
I can probably at least spread the word through Ocean Spire. If I get a hold of relatives that are still there, I can help spread the word that these gems are no good.
Yeah,
like, if
get
there's
some
one thing they
letters.
love to do, it's gossip.
LOL.
So,
I could send letters to you, but I would highly implore the Lord Commander to send an official notice. If not commanding, but recommending to be on the alert. And if they don't listen, then that's on them.
Okay.
Shit, we're going to another country.
So what is your final decision?
I guess Waterville?
I think it's gotta be Waterville.
Yeah.
We're gonna go save Una's family.
I mean, that's not on us, bro, but
No.
remember, we'll surely kick some people in the face.
Well, I feel like they're the only ones that we know of that are for sure dealing with stuff.
Yeah,
and Una
right
said
now.
at a higher level than
What it is
here.
here.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I think, and Grana makes the most sense to me. As the
And-
next step.
Yeah.
right. And if they have some magical capabilities that are helping them,
Yeah.
that's going to be very useful us moving forward. So it's going to be good to have them on our side.
Okay. So the
All
Lord
in
and Lady
favor?
Commander, the Lord
All
and
in
Lady
favor?
Commander have listened to you guys discuss this for this is probably a discussion that goes on for hours.
Yeah.
Like they get out maps, they get out like books on like the various countries that are around them. And even they, like, while you guys are talking, start discussing, like, who they know, who could possibly, like, they could talk about it with. And they finally just sit up and well, have you come to a decision then?
All in favor of Gran? Say aye.
Reluctantly.
Yeah.
Excited about it.
Archie's
our
father
decision is-
does
We'll
live
try.
there. Archie's father is in Scrabcaster.
Yep.
I will send word with you that he is to receive you favorably. But I would recommend that you do your best to not stand out. It can be dangerous there.
Damn it.
Where is our sweet snake
Is
lady
there-
when you need her?
I will send word via any way that I can to the 4 key cities. We will get word to the capital, Ocean Spire, Watervale, and God, what is it called? The High City. Yes. It's not pretentious. We will get word to them and give them a warning about these gemstones.
We never claimed to be modest.
Oh.
Is
God
and I don't know if this is something that I just missed. Is it kind of aware to us that Una's friend and like her people will be able to kind of take us in and help us kind of stay under the radar, or no?
You really just have to talk to her.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
sorry. I was asking because I didn't know if
Yeah.
that was said and I missed it or
no,
not.
not yet.
Now, do your people live in Watervale or near it?
Oak lives within the forest surrounding the city. I highly doubt that they would be accepted. They are, in a way, a child of magic and the earth. They do their best to protect the city and its people, but one can only do so much with what they are allowed.
Is the actual city of Watervale being affected?
Oak seems to believe it's more widespread than even that. It could be Garan as a whole. They did not seem frightened, just wary. and concerned. I will give them word that you're coming, and they will watch for you. And hopefully when you are within the protection of the trees, less harm will befall you.
It's much appreciated.
What we ask of you is no small matter.
It certainly is not.
Is Archie's not in the room, correct?
No.
What is the real reason Archie's father won't accept him home?
He has magic that he can use. If his magic were to flourish and to show, his own father would have had to turn him in. He can never return home.
So we shouldn't show him our magic either.
Archie will not be going with you and will not be told where you are going.
No, I meant Archie's father.
Archie's father is the mayor of Scrabcaster. He can only hide so much. If he were to reveal what you can do, if he were to turn a blind eye to it, then it might put the entire town at risk.
Is magic use punishable by death?
For its citizens, yes. It's been bred out.
Well,
I'm going to need to go clothes shopping.
I don't think we're gonna be able to help them without magic, so they're gonna have to like magic one way or another.
So long as you can disguise it or hide it or whatever you do, Oak manages to pass within the city walls without drawing much notice, and they have horns and a tail.
Right.
Alright.
Well, it's gonna be a long journey.
It certainly will be.
I'm just gonna draft a letter while we're sitting there to any extended relatives that I still have in
Yes.
Oceanspire.
Okay.
Same to anybody that I have contact with in Tartarus.
Okay.
Just forewarning, these gems might be coming into town. They're bad news. Spread the word.
And the coin symbols and stuff like that to get rid of them and how to.
Okay.
Remember's gonna do the same.
Okay.
Word of mouth. Leave a TripAdvisor review.
Oh,
1
God.
star.
1 out of 10 would
So-
not do again.
Is our plan to leave in the morning?
We might take a day to prepare. I know that
Yes.
for me personally, I will need at least a cloak that does not have sparkles in it, which is unfortunate. But I am a little bit harder to disguise, given my attributes.
Gordian
Nearsightedness.
appearance.
Should we get a cart?
A cart will slow us down. We all have our mounts. We could ride them.
But we will need to be able to carry. Yeah, we can carry supplies with us on our mounts.
I'm fairly sure that Remember has a rhinoceros.
Yeah.
I'm sure many things could fit on it.
Yeah.
Love
I don't think that'll be an issue.
I'm not used to traveling with rhinoceros. Okay.
We'll have to stop to, resupply and stuff, but that's to be
Yes.
expected over a month's journey.
We'll be traveling through heavily wooded areas. I don't think we will need to take too many provisions with us. I
We
think
can hunt.
hunting will be a good option.
You could likely stop in Hollowbell again. I can give you a writ that they are to give you provisions.
Wait, Hollowbell's. Oh, the unlabeled one.
Yeah, that's that little one we were at before we came to Whiteflag.
Gotcha.
So we're gonna pass there on our way. Either down and over. Yeah. We'll probably have to come here, down and over.
I see how Drew is doing.
Drew!
Drew! You did not use the crystals, Drew! Good for you!
Don't do drugs, kids. We just are going through like a traveling dare program.
Literally. We're making stickers.
Stop, drop, and roll. Do not use the gems.
Alright.
What does it say?
So-
Doggy.
So we'll sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Then the following day we're planning to do prep sleep again, and then the next morning we're gonna head out.
I think having a day to prep is not a
Yeah,
bad
I think
idea.
so too.
Yeah.
So, next session we wake up and go shopping.
Alright, so
Costco.
Yeah,
Was it?
the
Fantasy Costco, where
Fantasy
all your
Costco.
dreams come true.
yeah, so the sun sets on one of your last days in Whiteflag.